Hey, good morning. This is Chris. Welcome back to Ohrmundt Simmentals. It is Saturday morning, and we're getting going this morning. We're gonna quick check and feed the calves, and then we're gonna start working on the BDA, getting that cleaned out. Looking at the calves, they are starting to dig into that, and that's exactly what we wanted. And we'll get going. I gotta pull those steers out of the BDA area. We're just gonna throw them in the back there and start getting that cleaned out. It's gonna be a sloppy mess. So while Dad gets going on scraping the BDA out, the rest of our clips came. So I'm gonna start putting clips on, and then whenever he needs my help, then I can head over there. But as kind of filler work for me, yep, this is what we're doing. I have run out of screws, and that is the last one I put in. I need that one, and then that one, and that one. So this is what was supposed to be like a morning project is going to turn out to be an entire day project, but it's a need to do project. You know, and the nice thing is that, you know, the boys can go back there. The only reason they were locked up in here was because we wanted the cows to start coming back to this water, which we ended up letting them back into their water. I don't know, back and forth. If the damn weather would figure itself out, it would be nice. But yeah, the boys can go back here. They can spend the entire day back here. Not an issue. Calves been slowly nibbling at the ground feed, which is really nice. They keep coming back. I was able to get this cleaned up. Granted, it doesn't look the greatest, but honestly, that looks way better than it did the last. But I got this cleaned up. There's a lot of just junk left from our project and stuff like that. I also was able to find some screws and finish the panel over there. But yeah, this is basically what Dad's been dealing with for like the last 2 hours, scraping this out. An idea we had for this that Dad just thought of. We have panels, and we'll show you this later. We have panels left from the bunk silo, those panels. And we're thinking of maybe laying a couple of those flat on the ground, then putting road base on top of it. Well, Dad is having way more fun than he can handle right now, driving around, grabbing buckets of dirt. But what I decided I'm going to do, I've been kind of just doing like little odds and ends jobs. I actually got the garden rototilled over there because I wanted to get it turned up one time before the fall. The wife asked me to do that, so I was free. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna get some 2x4s. Dad got some U-bolts that'll work with this, and I'm gonna cut some 2x4s, 3 of them, and start getting those set up. Those little buggers don't crawl in there. We still have a couple that do that. Alright, so I thought I had some 2x4s up in the barn from when I did my cleanup project, but I do not. So let's go see if I can find some smaller stuff on the pine pile. Too hard. Whole new plan of attack. Very important lesson. Always find the correct size wrench for the job. Perfect size right here. All right, one down. 2 more to go. That didn't sound good. Dad broke something. And yes, these are the old NiCad Milwaukee drill and skill saw. I've had these things for like 15 years and they still work really well, especially the little skill saw. So Dad got some fill in here. This is just plain sand and it's a little soft. We got some sand in here. He broke that guy right there. Way to go, Dad. So, but we're starting to feed. Dad was just cleaning out the bale feeders for the calves and we're gonna start filling them up. I think these guys are starting to figure it out. So we're gonna put a wrap on the day. Yep, everybody's fed. Liking the way the calves are going at the feed now. The older corn was not overly enticing to them. Sunday morning and we're just getting our day going. First thing I like already is that there are no calves in the feeder. The other nice thing is it looks like they're cleaning up their ground feed in the feeders. We're gonna set up the trailer and do a couple loads of sand from these banks over here and get those in the BDA and try and get that finished up. Okay, so these are those concrete panels that I told you about. A little story on these guys. So, and this gotta be like 15 years ago, Dad and I did the bunker silo, and you know, with the sand pit that we had, you know, we obviously had access to sand for, you know, kind of the backfill, the sidewalls, but we wanted something like a panel. And obviously those panels are expensive. But what we did is we got a concrete mixer. We had a load of sand and gravel mix for concrete. We had it delivered in a pile. And we went and bought Portland cement. And me and Dad mixed and poured every single one of these guys. I would come home from work and we'd like pour, I think we had enough frames or, you know, kind of jigs, pouring jigs, forms for like 2 panels. So we'd pour like 2 panels a day. We'd pour 2 panels, we'd set 2 panels in place. So these are like 4 feet wide and then they're like 6 feet long. And what we did is we actually made a notch in here on both sides, and they're opposite notches. Like that one's that way, and then you come over to this side and this one is this way. That way you're able to interlock it. And then what we did was we stuck a chunk of PVC in the top right there. And then that's how we slung a piece of chain through there, lifted it with the tractor. We had wire mesh in there and stuff like that. And we literally built a bunker silo. And it worked really well. It's just, you know, we got kind of out of chopping corn silage and more into the picking and grinding. And honestly, we've done piles without bunker silos before, so we can always do it again. And we still have the backstop. We're gonna keep the backstop. We won't get rid of that. So that's what it looks like on the pallet forks. Needless to say, we don't do a whole lot of OSHA approved work around here. We have our moments. slide it forward. So this is actually going pretty decent. You know, it's a little bit difficult. We want to get these in here far enough so that when the steers come up, you know, we don't want them getting their feet down in there. So we tried to get them in there. So then trying to break out a corner, you know, not the greatest. We'll fill that in with some road base. That'll be nice. But this is honestly just cheap fill that we already had. We don't really have a use for these. We've actually got to the point where these are going this way, and now it actually works to come in from the side and set them the long way this way. They're 6.5 feet long, but it looks like we're gonna have a little bit of a gap. I don't know. I should really double check that, because I thought 6.5 feet actually ended up like right there. So we'll double check that. That would damn near go. I think it would too. Hopefully this shows up halfway decent on camera, but I'm gonna call a wrap to the weekend, to this video, only because we spent a lot of time, and it's like almost 5 o'clock, and today is first day after time change, and we need to get feeding done. It's getting kind of dark, and for us it's just kind of a pain in the butt to feed in the dark. Plus the cows have been complaining for like the last hour, you know, basically saying feed us. So hope you like the video. Tomorrow we'll get a couple more panels. That'll be another video. But again, hope you like the video. Hope you like, comment, subscribe, help the channel out, and thanks for coming along.